Hi. Um, wow, I'm just realizing how friggin' bright my setup is now, but it's better to have lighting than no lighting for any webcam stuff. Hi, this is gonna be a pretty short stream. I don't see myself going past an hour, maybe even way under that. But last Sunday not Sunday, sorry, last Saturday, a few days ago, I went to RetroWorld Expo, and I just want to talk about a couple of the things, including the games and whatever I got. Um, just want to start that off by putting some music on. Okay, I think that shouldn't be too loud. So, Retro World Expo. It was fun for the day I went. A lot of it was walking around and just looking at a lot of the vendors. I did go to at least one panel. Oh, good use of the emo. Retro World. SCR. I got to play Rock Band again after a whole year because even though I have Rock Band, I haven't really set it up here because it's a lot of work and it's rough. Let me know if the audio levels are okay. I know, like, some of my lights are gonna be blaring into my glasses. I think everything should be fine. If there's one thing I want to say about going to Retro World, I think this year more than ever, I'm starting to realize, man, I kind of wish I didn't go to stuff like this by myself because it is not the same. Going to like a con or an expo with someone else, with like just like a friend or something, it makes big difference versus just going by yourself. And since I'm like 30 now, I'm just like, man, kind of want that extra person to just bounce off of and enjoy my time with. But was fun, but it's just starting to set in that soloing cons is it's rough. It's rough, man. But anyways, before I talk about most of the other stuff, I want to briefly bring up something that I actually forgot to talk about on the previous whatchamacallit, the physical game collection stuff. I somehow forgot that I have a Game Boy camera. I have no idea how I forgot that I missed this. But yeah. Fun fact about this Game Boy camera. There's some photos on here from the previous owner, which is always a little weird to me. Secondary fun fact, the panel I went to, there was a dude that brought his own Game Boy camera and actually took a photo during the panel of like the panelists that were doing the thing. It's like, hey, I got my Game Boy camera. Can I just take a photo? Because the lighting is so good. But yeah. So I got this red one. It actually kind of matches with my Game Boy Color that I have. But yeah, I just wanted to briefly bring that fact up. That I forgot to talk about this. But yeah. All good. Alright, how do I want to start this? Oh, right, my budget. So, do you want to know what my budget was, or would you rather figure it out by yourself? It's up to you guys, because I will say I didn't go over budget. Technically. I say technically because I had to set some money aside for food and parking. but the convention center is cashless, so I had to use my card for parking and food. You know, the thing I set actual physical money aside for. It's like, no, just use your card. And I'm like, well, what the fuck was that for? Oh man, what can you do? Other ways, I didn't go over budget, because if I did, I'd be in kind of deep shit. So that would be a big no-go this time. But the first thing I want to show, it's not a pickup, but I couldn't help but laugh when I saw this. It's like an advertisement paper. The fuck was that? It looked like something flashed right in front of me. But here, man, check out Shaq's side gear. It's good blocking those blocks the blue light for gaming. You get 10% off. You get that code right there. I see something with Shaq on it, and I'm like, fine, I'll take it. Scott, I will probably pass this off to you when I visit for your wedding. It's like, hey, here's your wedding gift, Shaq's eye gear. Okay, I'm gonna go in no particular order because I'm already forgetting Shaq's big challenge, getting married. Well, you're winning that one. Congrats. No particular order because I have to remember exactly what I was going for, or like how I got most of the stuff. Because a lot of the vendors I was able to essentially get some cash off for bundles and whatnot. Hell, sometimes I was able to even get some cash off for a single item. Other times I wouldn't do it at all. But what do we want to start with? How about a Dreamcast memory card, like an official one? Unfortunately, I don't remember how much this one cost, but I think they said 10 or 15 for this, and I know I got this with something else. Question is, what was it? I don't know. I actually don't know what it was. But I was actually kind of looking for having a official memory card for the Dreamcast, since the VMUs store save data, but this holds more space than the VMUs. So that was just like a bucket list thing. And I thought it'd be a little more expensive, to be quite honest. So I'm surprised I got it for what the asking price was. I have no idea if it works though. That's the thing. There's a couple things where I'm like, I'm not sure if it works, so I had to really look at it real close and make the decision on that. Okay, I'll start with one of the bigger bundles I got. So I'll start off with, oh man, that lighting. Muramasa Rebirth for the Vita. I'm glad I found this. There was another vendor that had this game for 80 bucks, and it was the Japanese version, and I said no. This vendor asked 60 for it, and I'm like, yeah, it's English and it's the cheapest one. Of course I'll take it. The same vendor also had Final Fantasy 4 or 2, as well as, and I'm actually shocked that it was priced like this, because I could have sworn this game was more expensive at the time before, but it is Mega Man's Ronaldinho Soccer.
Ronaldinho success!
I was surprised. I think I saw another vendor list this for 80. But this one wanted it for 50. I had to double check if it was legit, and both of these were legit. So weird, though. Like, how the hell? Like, I can't remember what the price used to be for Mega Man Soccer, but I know it was way more than this. So I said, fuck it, I'll get stupid soccer game. Sure. Sure, why not? And, this was like a last second thing to add to the pile. But, Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation on the Vita. And, I just fucking noticed that. Damn it. This was only 17, and I'm already regretting it. Awesome. I love having games with, like, damaged cases, and I look for that shit, too. Know what I'm gonna do? I have that MLB game. I'm just gonna swap the case and take that MLB sticker off or something. Because the MLB game I have for Vita came with my Vita I got off eBay, and I don't want it. It's just sitting here, so fuck it. I'll swap the case. It's fine. I'll deal with it. So combined total, let's see. It was like 60, 50, 50, and then like I think I paid around 170 or 175 total for all 4 of these. But for me, the big get was Muramasa Rebirth. I just have to make sure to get the DLC off the PlayStation Store. That way, I have the complete definitive version of this game, since the Wii version does not have DLC or anything like that. I should probably get to playing Muramasa at some point. I've only beaten 2 Vanillaware games at this point in time. That would be 13 Sentinels and Dragon's Crown. Up next, it's not Stranger of Paradise, but it's the other Final Fantasy Origins. This was kind of a dick move thing. It was listed for 22. I asked if they could do 20. And then we're like, I'll do 21. And I'm like, fuck you. I still bought it. But, like, come on. You want to pay 21? Just do that. I will say, I did test this. It does work. And I'll get to why I tested this real soon. Because there was actually a really good pickup I got that I'm actually very happy with. Before I get to that though, $20 for a Super Nintendo controller. So now I have like 3. I've had 2 since childhood. Both of them aren't perfect. Some of them have issues with like button registers. Even after I went through the effort of opening them up, cleaning the contacts and whatever, I still had problems. One of them specifically, if I wanted to pause the game, it would have to be, you would have to hold start for it to register like a single press for that. That was kind of annoying. So I ended up getting another one. This one's actually the revision that Nintendo put out with their second model of the Super Nintendo, like the different one that looks completely different. I wouldn't call it the Slim or anything. I don't know if they had an official name for it, but it was the I can't remember. Did they have like, wasn't that the Super Nintendo with like RF only for some reason, or am I going crazy? But either way, I've heard like a lot of good things that this controller is just like actually feels better, despite it being mostly similar outside of the Nintendo graving up here instead of it just saying Super Nintendo. So yeah, that was my main deciding factor on getting a new controller. I have yet to test it though, so I'll be doing that with my 2 SNES games. Yeah, I think that's long overdue. It was either that or go on Amazon for some new membranes or whatever for my other controllers. At least these ones aren't like... At least the wires on these aren't like chewed from a cat. Thanks a lot, Mini-Me. I miss you, but you definitely chewed on those fucking wires. For $10, MotorStorm Arctic Edge for the PSP. In pretty good condition. Just for the hell of it, I was looking for most of the other MotorStorm games. So much so I actually got MotorStorm Pacific Rift. I think I got this with the memory card. I know I got some price off on it. I was looking for MotorStorm Apocalypse, but I could not find it. But my biggest question with this game, bro, I just noticed there's a Best of E3 sticker on it. It's a sticker, it's not part of the box art. I can remove IGN from this if I wanted to. But my big question is, if I boot up MotorStorm Pacific Rift, is it gonna blast Pendulum on the XMB at like max volume and jump scare me again? That would be great. I would actually love that if that happened. But yeah, that's a double dose of MotorStorm. Although, still looking for one more. It's not expensive as far as I know. I just never see the other one. And the only Switch game I got so this actually came from a smaller vendor that was really just getting rid of stuff from his personal collection to help move. And one of the other vendors I saw this at listed it for $40. And this guy wanted it for like half that. I wanted to see if I could get it lower, but he said no. And I'm just like, fine. Because I do not want to spend $40 for milking. I prefer to have my milk cheaper, you know? I'm just saying. This costs less than the sequel, which is something else. I think this is the first game I got when I got to the Expo. Shadows of the Damned for the 360. I think I saw another copy there that was also 30. Disc and everything looked good enough, and it is backwards compatible for the Series X, so that's great. But oh my god. Oh. Whose fucking dog chewed on the back of that? I honestly don't know how I missed this. Somehow I missed Assassin's Creed getting a little dinged up. And yet I also missed this getting dinged up. Fuck, man. I'm really, like, you may know I'm, like, really stingy with condition on some games, cases, and whatnot. Fuck, man. I'm bummed out now. That just looks crappy. Still gonna at least try and play this game, and I know that they're doing a remake? I don't know if they're calling it a remaster or if it's actually a remake. I just know they're doing something with Shadows of the Damned at some point. See how that goes. I'm actually upset, man. God, that sucks. Oh man, two blunders already. Fuck. If I go through the rest of my stuff and there's something wrong with it, I'm gonna be like a little salty. Oh boy. Here's an interesting combo deal. So, first off, bundled both of these games together, completely different ends of the spectrum. You've got Kirby Tilt and Tumble in its pink gyroscope cartridge glory. And of course, the bouncer. Or the bound. One of the Square Enix games, sorry, this was still Squaresoft. One of the Squaresoft games ever made. I was torn between, but like, I was aiming to get Tilt and Tumble no matter what from this vendor, but I was debating, what should I get with this? Because I was limited on money at the time. Do I go for the bouncer? Do I go for Onimusha Dawn of Dreams or Turok 3 on the Game Boy Color? And I said, the bouncer. So, yeah, that's totally gonna be one of the video games I play. I don't know if that's gonna be a game I'm gonna stream, maybe, but yeah. But yeah, Kirby being 60. I think as of right now, if I'm looking back at everything, for individual games, both Kirby and Muramasa were the most expensive individual games I got. I didn't go above 60 for a single title this time. Crazy, I know. Usually I would, but I ended up getting more for what I had instead of like less this year. Speaking of Onimusha, got Onimusha 3 Demon Siege. I actually had this at some point. I bought it from like a game store that is within the state. But like, oh, what's the word I'm thinking? When I tested it, it didn't work. I got home, it booted up, main menu and everything. Press start, like new game, and it would not load the initial cutscene or whatever, and you couldn't skip it. So unfortunately, I had a dead copy, brought it back, got a refund, and the dude took a knife to the disc and just killed the game. Killed the game for good. Didn't bother like resurfacing or whatever. He just said, "No, game's dead." I have never seen like a murder to a game disc that bad since angry video game YouTube videos. Oh boy. But this was 30, got $5 off of it. So my number one hope is make sure it works again. So now I have Onimusha 1 specifically on Xbox. I've had Onimusha 2 and now I have 3. So that's like the main 3 sort of out of the way. Okay, I believe this was a combo here. GameCube version of Mega Man Anniversary Collection and Pokemon Pinball. I saw so many Pokemon Pinball copies that just didn't have the cover. That apparently just comes out so easy, and it, like, no wonder it gets lost. It doesn't like stay in when you open it. It just comes out loose. But I think I got like $5 off of these combined too to make it even. So it's good to know that I have the version of Mega Man Anniversary Collection that decides to swap the A and B buttons and make it bad. Hooray! Also, I did get to test pinball, and it works, and the rumble works. Just gotta put in a AAA battery. You're done. Here's another interesting one. I don't know if I bundled this with anything, but the GameCube version of Dark Summit. I have this on Xbox, but I had this game when I was a kid. It was like, I think maybe the 4th or 5th GameCube game that we owned, which would have been after I think it may have been the 5th or 6th, actually. Because the 4th, I believe, was Agent Under Fire. Because the first 3 we had was Melee, SSX Tricky, and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. But yeah, just had the Xbox version just to have the game again, but I just said, fuck it. Also, that's a lie. It's a multi-platform game that just says it's only on GameCube. Oops. So in a way, this counts as a childhood game. I just got it back, so I think excluding the one Madden game I don't care about, I think I got all my GameCube childhood games back. All good. We're already coming up on the end of stuff, crazy enough. There was also Simon's Quest. I said I wanted to look for it and I got it. So that's added to the Castlevania list. I think there is loose plastic inside, but curious to see if it actually works. Otherwise, it's Simon's Quest. I streamed the game, you already know how I feel about it. And then Turok Rage Wars on the Game Boy Color. So for some reason I just started to like look for the Game Boy Turok games. I guess just because they're just like a small curiosity. I saw the other ones. Like I said, I saw Turok 3. I even saw Turok 2 on Game Boy / Game Boy Color. And I'm like, they're cheap. Should I get them? And then I just kind of held off. But Rage Wars was the one I got. I don't know if I got a third game together for this bundle, but I believe this was like 30 together, I think. Speaking of 30, Zelda 2 Adventure Link, excuse me. Kind of a clean copy. This was 30. Couldn't get it lower. I wanted to see if I could do 25 for it, but they said, we'll do 25 if you come back Sunday, and I couldn't because I only had a Saturday only badge, so I'm just like, fine, I'll take it. So, yep, just putting that right next to Zelda 1. So, I think, if I'm just remembering, I do believe we had Adventure of Link as a kid. I think we talked about this when we talked about the NES stuff I had. I guess it's another case where it's like, hey, this was from my childhood and I got it back. Not getting Double Dare back. I don't want Double Dare to come back. I'm good. And, last thing. It's not the last thing I got, but this is the last thing I can show. I was lucky to see it there. I think it was a better deal than I would have ever expected. But this is the MemCard Pro for the PlayStation. Specifically the PS1. What it is it's like a custom memory card that uses micro SD. So you could have like a bunch of memory cards on it that are compatible with the console. These actually got posted, restocked online recently. The normal price is $50, minus shipping. There's also shipping costs. So having this vendor sell it for $45 actually saved me quite a bit of money if I ever wanted to get one. That being said, that's even before needing to buy a micro SD card, because if you're just getting the card thing, it does not come with one. And if you get it online, it's like, hey, you want to have a micro SD card, add it, and then they add the price accordingly. I happen to have a 32 gig lying around, and I almost forgot it's the micro SD I used on my phone for France for extra video space. So now I'm just kind of using it for the Mem Card Pro. I actually got to test this. This thing is fucking great. It works so well. Like, just so many like virtual memory cards you can just have on it at the spot. I'm just very impressed with it. Now it's making me wonder if I should look into the GameCube one down the line, because there is a GameCube one. It's a little more expensive, but just from the little time I messed with it, I'm pretty happy with this. I know I'm going to be using it for any PS1 games I'm streaming. I'm probably definitely going to use it when we get to Symphony of the Night and Castlevania Chronicles. Yeah, highly recommended. Highly recommended. And I was even able to bring over some of my saves from my memory card over to this, no problem. I think that's it. Wow. Yeah, that's it. That's my pickups from RetroWorld. There were a lot of things where I like debated on getting it, like some titles that I was looking for that, like, sure, I kind of wanted, but I wasn't sure about the pricing. I had to make a lot of cuts, or just like decisions where it's like, do I really want this? And then just ended up saying, nah, don't really need it. Like, I was looking for Star Ocean Second Story, and I did see it, but it was too expensive, and another vendor that had it was priced more in the range I wanted, but had no manual. So it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, it's got to make decisions on spur of the moment, whatnot. But yeah, other than all that stuff, spent a lot of time playing Rock Band, which was a lot of fun. And oh, there's one quick thing I want to talk about. Didn't do much with the arcade / pinball area. I didn't play pinball at all this time, unfortunately. There was even like a James Bond one. I don't think there was last time. Can't remember. But there's this one arcade game called The Grid. It's apparently Midway's last arcade game. And it's a... Well, I saw that. My light fucking flickered. I just saw that shit. Something tells me that someone's air conditioning is on, and it's not mine. Mine is currently off right now. But, it's essentially like a third-person arena shooter, sort of. You control your movement with this joystick. You jump by pressing the button, and then the triggers shoot. If you want to aim, which is only left and right, like horizontal aiming, you're aiming with a trackball. So you're like moving with the joystick, but aiming with the ball, and it's so weird. But it was actually kind of fun. It was just over the top, in line with Midway. And it is a game that Ed Boon made, because saw him in the credits. And I feel stupid. Does Ed Boon have a brother? Because I saw Ed and Mike Boon, and I'm like, wait. Did Ed Boon always have a brother, or am I going crazy? I don't know. Yeah, I've never seen that arcade game before. So that was kind of a neat thing to see, and it was in real good condition. I had no problems playing it. And all good. Last thing I want to show. I'm gonna have to go back. In one of the chat rooms real quick. I have some photos, not a lot, but give me one second. I'm gonna have to pull all that stuff up. Stand by. Okay, I got like 4 photos. Let's see. 2, 3, and there we go. All right, first things first. It's Struder. No manual, but I just saw Strider and I'm like, oh, it's Struder. The best cover art that they thought of for Strider, while making the title look like Struder at a glance. And then something that made me a little upset. No, not Master Chief. Who the fuck would ever pay that much for Dino Crisis 3?
Oh, no. No! I'm not playing it! No! No!
No. And then there was this. There was just a booth just called Nintendo World Championship, and you could like play some of the stuff. I don't know if it was the actual World Championship games or whatever, but I was more intrigued by like seeing this, like this switcher or whatever. I don't know if they were functional, but they were hooked up. But I didn't want to like, you know, go over and press one of the buttons while people were playing the games, because like what if it actually fucked something up? It would have been like the biggest practical joke, and I would have felt real bad. But no, if these were legit from the championships, then that's really cool, just seeing this kind of device, even if it's just a bunch of red buttons labeled NES. So that was real cool. And then the last photo I want to show, the terrible state of video games. Man, the unfortunate fate of Panzer Dragoon Saga. That's not even a WATA graded copy, thankfully, because if I saw this game WATA graded, I would have been even more furious. You know how I feel about graded games. It's a fucking scam. A fucking waste. Does nothing. Top 10 money laundering schemes. But that's it. I've got nothing else to add for RetroWorld. But I had fun. I'm mostly happy with what I got. I'm gonna have to do a lot more testing, because as of right now, the only things I know work without a doubt would be Final Fantasy Origins, the Memory Card Pro, all the Game Boy Color games. Those all work. But stuff like my PS2, SNES, Vita stuff, NES, I gotta test all of those, see if all of them work. So that'll take a lot of time. Maybe I'll try and find some time this week outside of work to make sure all these guys are good. And hey, number one thing, if this oh my god, if this Dreamcast memory card does work, I want to see what's on it. I want to see what saves are on it. I'll be sad if it's empty, but if there's something on it, I'm gonna be looking forward to that. Watch it be like 5 save files of Blue Stinger or something. Just as some sort of sick practical joke. But that's it. I had a good time. I'm just trying to think about like what I can do for conventions next year, because I would like to, you know, meet up with some of the guys again. You know, kind of like Colossal Con. Too many games sounds like it'd be fun, but I would need to like really plan for that. And if anything, me affording to go to France this year was most of my overall budget for travel. So definitely no more cons this year. The rest of this year is just going to be me staying home and going to work and dealing with the holiday rush and everything. So I'll plan for 2024 at some point, see what cons I would like to do, or even maybe try and go to France again. I don't know yet. But that's gonna do it for me. Let me just gonna have to turn the music off. Unfortunately, we're done here. Yeah, short stream. That's all I wanted to do, because I gotta do my work tomorrow. I have a 7-day in a row work streak, so I'm gonna be very, very busy. But hey, that's what I get for having 3 days off in a row. But anyways, thanks for watching me ramble about RetroWorld and even more of my collection. I'll see you guys next Monday, because that's going to be the next stream I'll be able to do. I do have a shorter workday Saturday, but I don't realistically see myself doing a stream for that day. So I guess I'll see you guys next Monday for a brand new video game for a stream. So you guys have a good night. Take care. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Stay hydrated. And got not much else to say. Just have a good one. See ya.
Ronaldinho success!